If I See You Tonight made him tense up. Could he really be dating a hallucination? You should disappear when I come back, right? He actually pondered over it and tried to take off the ring to test the girl, then mumbled to himself as he walked away, anticipating an empty dressing room, but instead feeling like he had entered a ghost's home. With a hint of regret on his face, he checked the empty room again. Wearing the ring, it struck him everything that happened this morning was just his imagination running wild. Unfortunately, this room it turned out to be a thoroughly entertaining comedy act. Clearly not wanting to be a zoo exhibit, tried negotiating with the fish girl about giving each other some personal space. The fish girl firmly refused. She hadn't had a good chat in 100 years. Someone was finally paying attention. How could she let that go? If the boy wouldn't engage with her, she'd have to create some commotion to grab his attention. The little fish girl possessed absolutely no understanding of the contemporary stars of today and had no idea what the so-called supergroups of today were all about. But hey, she wasn't a total newbie after all. She hailed from a family of musicians and had some musical knowledge. Plus, she and him attended the same musical survival school. Seeing the guitar behind him, she thought he must be a prodigy. The fish girl wanted him to play a song for her, but poor him. He hadn't laid a finger on those strings since losing his father. Thinking that, she decided to wait until Em was eating with his mom and made her move with the soul shaker from behind. Em practically jumped. After all, Mama had no idea about the fish girl's existence, and Em couldn't risk scaring her, so Em had to give in. Rushed back to let the fish girl out, hoping they could have a chill chat and she wouldn't pop up in front of Mama. In return, Em promised to fill her in on all the cool stuff from the last century. But just then, as if in a scene straight out of a movie, the fish girl found herself passing straight through the window. Rushing to the door, with Em's constant encouragement, the fish girl finally mustered the courage to burst out of the room after a century, a truly magnificent feat of transformation, akin to emerging from a cocoon as a butterfly. Her smile was brighter than winning the lottery, and she begged him to take her out to see the world and all its weirdness. The moment she spotted electric cars and selfie sticks, her eyes were about to pop out. Especially those buzzing drones flying around. They totally blew her mind. After all, being a captain had always been her dream. Over time, Em spared no effort to fill her with modern knowledge, showing the century's development. For Em, hanging out with the fish girl was surprisingly not dull. He was starting to enjoy it. He found himself sharing all sorts of fun stuff with her, becoming her very own human encyclopedia. As the sun set, the fish girl gazed out the window at the speeding planes like a kid at a candy shop, leaving him totally baffled. What's so special about planes? He wondered, but the fish girl replied that her time had way fewer airplanes. Her dream? To fly a plane and soar wherever she wanted to go. But dreams are often just that, dreams, especially for women aiming to be captains. Little did she know, had already tucked this idea away in his heart. Only then did they realize they might just be touching each other's hearts a little. Instantly turned beet red, quickly made up an excuse to get some sleep, or else had be late for school, but that sparked the fish girl's interest. She desired to visit her alma mater to witness the changes over the years, filled with memories of the past, and indeed, a girl who knows how to act cute is always the most enduring. Eventually, agreed to Xiaoyi's request nevertheless. As they were making their way down the school corridor together, little May perceived something unusual, which made him feel guilty, prompting him to nervously take off the ring. Little May's curiosity piqued. What's that? Looks fancy. He tried changing the subject, but little May wasn't having it. She was ready to be his personal shadow. He quickly turned to escape. But as he put the ring on again, the fish girl vanished. By then, the fish girl was already at the piano, nodding in confusion at him, and he instantly understood, picking a guitar. In that moment, their lonely souls seemed to find a connection. The fish girl could see him's musical talent, but never asked why he abandoned that dream. Unbeknownst to them, Little May was determined to uncover the truth when she got home. After digging through information, she finally figured out where that ring came from. Turns out, it was a lover's ring from ancient Egypt with magical powers. It allowed separated lovers to never be apart even in death. But if one took it away, they would soon face a catastrophic fate. Only when the rings were reunited could the soul find peace. Meanwhile, Im's relationship with the fish girl took a leap forward. For the first time, Im brought up why she didn't play guitar anymore. Her dad's death became her most vivid memory. Perhaps those words struck a chord with the fish girl, reminding her of her own parents and watching them age right before her eyes, tears nearly spilling over. Composed himself a bit and decided to take her to a happy place. So, they walked through bustling streets to an exceptionally mysterious spot. This was the surprise they had been anticipating. At a vintage-themed dance party, love sparkled in their eyes. Suddenly, a waiter bumped into the fish girl, and Im instinctively grabbed her hand tight. It was then the fish girl realized she felt real, no longer just a ghost. Even though they didn't understand why, she couldn't let this chance slip away. They agreed to change into fancy clothes and then reunite. When they re-emerged, they were like a prince and princess from a fairy tale, shining and breathtaking. The pair took to the stage for their first awkward dance in a century, slowly leaning into each other.